Mindmaster Umair, Mindmaster Aisha, Mindmaster Kirtana, and Mindmaster Manav. Now, let me welcome the first speaker of today's session, Mindmaster Umair. He is studying in class 6 and he aspires to become a robotic engineer and a teacher for mentees. I welcome Mindmaster Umair onto the stage.
Thank you, Mindmaster Krishnendu. The speech I'll be speaking on is on the module career, and the topic is the importance of skill in our life. In everyday life, the development of life skills helps students to find new ways of thinking and problem solving, recognize the impact of their actions, and teaches them to take responsibility for what they do rather than blame others. Build confidence both in spoken skills and for group collaboration and cooperation. The following points are as under. First of all, it keeps you healthy. Learning keeps your mind engaged and body active. It helps you get new and knowledge-based perspectives on the world around you. It helps you gain new experiences, trains your mind to handle a wide range of challenges, and keeps your neural pathways active. All these factors combine to keep you healthy. Take, for example, a cooking class. Cooking nutritious food for your household can improve your and your family's health. And because a healthy person is a productive person, the class will have helped you increase your productivity at work. Learning is also exciting and rewarding. So it can be therapeutic for a troubled mind. It helps discover your unknown potentials. So you stop beating yourself up for failing in one career path. Growing your skill set helps you realize how useful you are to lots of people and makes you happy and mentally healthy. Second point, it opens doors. When you learn a new language, doors open for you to work in different types of companies that need your language speakers, not to mention overseas. When you learn to program, you stand a better chance of getting a promotion. When you learn how to play instrument, you open up a new income stream. When you learn how to design websites, write essays, or perform virtual secretary skills, you become eligible for part-time freelance opportunity. Whichever new skill you acquire, a new door of opportunity will always open for you. New streams of income are very important, especially now that the most economies of the world are facing financial hardships. It is also important to earn extra money to save income for retirement. Third point, it increases your adaptability. Many employees struggle at work when a new CEO comes in or when radical changes are made into their routine roles. This is where new skills can come in handy. For example, you take a time management course, you have more time and room to help you adapt to change. Time management training will also help you to take on new ways of working with optimism. Also know that willingness to learn new skills increases your confidence and nurtures a growth mindset that helps you grow as a person and a profession. It increases your likability. If you know how to repair broken printers or a formatted computer, everyone at the office will want to be your friend. If you know foreign language, you'll naturally draw others to you. Knowing something that other people don't helps you relate better with your friends or colleagues at work. It also helps you to gain respect and admiration among your peers. It can increase your chances of getting hired. When you interview a question, tell me something not in your resume. You'll have many things to talk if you recently learn new skills. It keeps you relevant. Professional development makes you relevant even when graduates join your profession. You need to keep up to date with technological changes, otherwise your employer will replace you at the first chance they get. Note that labor market is constantly changing, the economy keeps evolving, and technological advances are sweeping through all sectors of the economy. You will find it hard to achieve your career goals without continuing to learn and flexing your professional muscles. You won't be able to stay ahead of your competitors without learning something they haven't. Thank you, sir.
Very well said, my Master Ume. Your energy shows that you're well prepared. Let's applause him for his speech. Next, we have my Master Aisha delivering her speech. She is studying in grade 8 in International Indian School, Aljubail. She loves singing and aspires to become a singer. Her other hobbies are reading, painting, and crocheting. I welcome my Master Aisha onto the stage.
Thank you, Mind Master Krishnendu, for the wonderful introduction. Good evening, fellow Mind Masters, Bala sir and Bully sir. I'm Mind Master Aisha, and it is an honor to speak in front of all of you. Social media is a tool that is becoming quite popular these days because of its user friendly features. Social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and more are giving people a chance to connect with each other across distance. In other words, the whole world is at our fingertips, all thanks to social media. The youth is especially one of the most dominant users of social media. All this makes you wonder that something so powerful and with such a massive reach cannot be all good. Like how there are always two sides of a coin. The same goes for social media. Subsequently, different people have different opinions on this debatable topic. So, today we will discuss the advantages and disadvantages of social media. When we look at the positive aspect of social media, we find numerous advantages. The most important being a great device for education. All the information one requires is just a click away. Students can educate themselves on various topics using social media. Moreover, live lectures are now possible because of social media. You can attend a lecture happening in America while sitting in India. Furthermore, as more and more people are distancing themselves from newspapers, they're depending on social media for news. You're always updated on the latest happenings of the world through it. A person becomes more socially aware of the issues of the world. In addition, it strengthens bonds with your loved ones. Distance is not a barrier anymore because of social media. For instance, you can easily communicate with your friends and relatives overseas. Most importantly, it also provides a great platform for young budding artists to showcase their talents for free. You can get great opportunities for employment through social media too. Despite having such unique advantages, social media is considered to be one of the most harmful elements of society. If the use of social media is not monitored, it can lead to grave consequences. It is harmful because it invades your privacy like never before. The oversharing happening on social media makes children a target for predators and hackers. It also leads to cyberbullying, which affects any person significantly. Thus, the sharing on social media, especially by children, must be monitored at all time. Next up is the addiction of social media, which is quite common among the youth. This addiction hampers with the academic performance of a student as they waste their time on social media instead of studying. Social media also creates communal rifts. Fake news is spread with the use of it, which poisons the mind of peace loving citizens. In short, surely social media has both advantages and disadvantages. but it all depends on the user at the end. The youth must particularly create a balance between their academic performances, physical activities, and social media. Excess of use of anything is harmful, and the same thing applies to social media. Therefore, we must strive to live a satisfying life with the right balance. I conclude by saying that social media is not a media. The key is to listen, engage, and build relationships. Thank you for your time.
That was a very informative speech by Aisha, Mind Master Aisha. Great job, Mind Master Aisha. Let's applaud her. Let's move on to the next participant, Mind Master Kirtana. She is studying in class 6 and aspires to become a teacher. Her hobbies are playing and reading. I welcome Mind Master Kirtana onto the stage.
Good evening, one and all. I am Mindmaster Kirtana Vijay. I selected the track Relationship, Module Family, and topic Family Tree. Today, I'm here to deliver a speech about my experiences during making my family tree. I felt really excited I felt really excited while doing this activity. At first, I didn't have a plan to how to do this, so I was a bit confused while that time. Then I made a plan and started doing it. I didn't know uh, whole of the members of my family, so I had to ask my grandmother and mother for help. Uh, they told me lots about my family members and how they how they used to live there and all, how they played and how they lived and all. And yeah, I came to know that I knew so many of my family members after doing this. So I didn't knew my grandparents, siblings, and most of my mothers and fathers, cousins, and all. So after making this, I knew more of them. So I think this making my family tree made me know more of about my members of the family, and by making this, I got a more clear idea about my family. Thank you.
Thank you, Mind Master Kirtana. That was indeed an experience based speech by Mind Master Kirtana. Last but not the least, let me welcome the last speaker of today's speech session, Mind Master Mana. He is studying in grade ninth in International Indian School, Algebra. He aspires to become a software engineer and currently he is a qualified ethical hacker. He is also a voracious reader and believes that AI is the future industry. I welcome Mindmaster Manav onto the stage.
Thank you, Mind Master Krishnendu, for the wonderful introduction. A very warm good afternoon to one and all. Before I begin, I'd like to thank all those who made it possible for me to research on how much money would I need in my life. In his famous short story, How Much Land Does a Man Need? Leo Tolstoy describes man's greed for land. In the end, however, a man requires just 6 feet of ground for his grave. Similarly, in today's materialistic world of cutthroat competition, we run after money, and in this mad pursuit, we trample underfoot all our values. Man today has not been able to overcome his greed for money, though he fully knows that he cannot take his money with him when he quits this world. Money is a piece of metal or paper used in commercial transactions. Now that the barter system has gone out of use, money has assumed importance in daily life. It is essential for working our economy, but amassing riches at the expense of others is a grave sin. The amount of money that a person possesses through honest earnings should be sufficient to meet his and his family's basic requirements for food, shelter, and clothing, in addition to some savings for a rainy day in order to meet emergencies. Money is thus a major catalyst for economic transactions in today's world. Its magical powers draw everyone like a magnet. A man with money is considered affluent and influential. He is seen to be blessed with happiness. In the research that I had done in the past few weeks, I came to know that the average life expectancy of a person born in the country of India is 69.73 years. Let's round it off to 70 years. Now, the average starting salary of an individual in the software engineering industry is around $95,000 per year. Let's round it off to 100 grand. Assuming that I would be aiming to be a software engineer, it would take me around 6 years, which is 4 years for my bachelor's degree and 2 years for my master's degree. That means I can start working from the age of 23 and earn a static salary of $100,000 per year. I'd also like to take a degree in MBA. Now, an MBA costs around $14,000 per year in universities like Harvard, Yale, etc. And an MBA program takes around 2 years. I'd also like to take my pilot's license and buy a low cost plane like a Beechcraft King Air or a Cessna 172, as I've always dreamed to be a pilot. Now, the cost of getting a pilot's license is around $14,000, and at an average, the cost of a small plane like a Cessna or a Beechcraft is $14,000 to $100,000 at an average. I'd also have to buy a house. I've decided to buy a house in Mountain View, California, which would cost me a minimum of $2 to $4 million. I'd also have to buy a car. I've decided to buy a Tesla Model X due to its environmental friendliness, which would cost me another 100 grand. Now, if I live up to the age of 70 and assuming that I spend around $30,000 per year, which is the average cost of living in countries like USA, from the age of 25, my living cost will be $1,350,000 by the age of 70. Added to this, the cost of my education and the cost of a house, car, plane, it would all add up to $4,594,000. Now, I'd like to conclude by saying that when you calculate the true cost of your ideal lifestyle, it's not as much as you think. You can start living your dreams right now. Thank you.
Well, it was a greatly, deeply analyzed one. Mind Master Manav, a great going. And congratulations to all the speakers for such an energetic and enthusiastic session. Thank you, and I hand over the mic to the star of the day, Mind Master Shamita.
Thank you, my Master Krishnendu, for conducting the session very excitingly. So the next is the workshop, Master the Art of Extempore session, will be conducted by a DTM, who is an engineer by profession, a certified NLP practitioner, a life coach, as well as maintenance and reliability professional. He is the founder director of Mind Academy and a sponsor of Mind Academy Toastmasters Club. He is currently serving as the Division D Program Quality Director in Toastmasters. Please help me welcome DTM Murli sir.
Thank you, Mind Master Shamita, for those nice words. Mind Master Shamita, our star of the day, CEO Mind Master Manav, other Mind Masters and distinguished guests who have joined from different parts of the world. Good afternoon and welcome you all to Mind Guru, as well as this workshop on mastering the art of extempore speech. How many of you know what an extempore speech is? You all know what an extempore speech is?
Yes, sir. I think most of us know what an extempore speech is.
Great. Now, do you know what are the real benefits of an extempore speech? Let's
can
let's make it
develop
more interactive as possible. Okay.
Sir,
Critical thinking.
Critical
Yes,
thinking.
critical.
Great.
sir, Extempore enables a student to think out of the box and off the feet.
Think off the feet and out of the box. Great answers coming in. Any great answers. Any other answers?
So can I say again?
Yeah, of course.
Sir, it is a great platform to develop communication skills and time management.
Time management, communication. Great. Any other answers?
Sir, it
Yeah.
pushes one to conceive and generate ideas without any preparation.
Generate ideas without any preparation. Again, great answers from the lead evaluator of the day, Mind Master Umair. Great going, Mind Master Umair. Any other answers? Okay, let me tell you this. How many of you, heard this word called stepping out of your comfort zone? You heard it, right? Stepping out of your comfort zone.
Yes, sir.
What it brings to the table when you step out of your comfort zone? How is it helpful for all of us? We
Yes,
step out
sir.
of our comfort
Yes,
zone.
sir. I think it's definitely helpful when you step out of the box. You come to know of your strengths, your weaknesses, and like you get used to it.
You
You
get
might
used
not
to it,
always
right?
be in your comfort zone
How
every
many
time.
of you know cycling? How many of you know cycling? Nowadays, those cycles comes with two balancing wheels, right? When we were learning cycling, we never had the luxury of those balancing wheels. So we all learned by falling down. Correct? So
Yes, sir.
when you first start learning, yeah. Someone was telling something. Who is that? Any comments?
I guess that was from Mind Master Umer, I believe, sir.
There were no comments.
Okay, good. So when you first start, to learn cycling, you fall down, right? And it's not at all a comfort zone for you. And then what happens over a period of time? You fall down, you get up, you ride again, and then all of a sudden, then slowly you learn the art of cycling. Correct? Once you have done that, is it any more a challenge for you?
No, sir.
No, sir.
It automatically happens to you, right? You don't even know how you're riding a cycle. Correct? That's what happens whenever you start pushing your boundaries. Initially it's a challenge, but then you start doing it again and again and again, and when you are there, it just happens to you. It's no more an effort. So that is what it brings to your table to help you with communication. How it helps you? You can expand your boundaries. And how it helps you to come out of your comfort zone. Keep this particular word in mind. It's not only in tt or extempore speech. It's anywhere in our life. Stepping out of your comfort zone is what makes you expand your boundaries, and that's how you grow. That's how you learn things. That's how you expand yourself. That's how you make your best version each time. If you are version 1, you expand your boundary, you become version 2. Like that, you keep learning. Learning is a never ending process, right? So this is one key step to enhance learning. So stepping out of your comfort zone, that is what an extempore speech teaches you. So anytime there is an opportunity, come attempt the topic. It becomes a habit for you. And any comfort zone, it's our thought process that this is of my comfort zone, I cannot move out. You try it, then it's very easy. So that's point number 1, which we all learn from this extempore speech. Point number 2 is about, as Mind Master Umair rightly mentioned, it is thinking on your feet and speak. Any speech, we are all faced with similar scenarios day in and day out. Right from the morning you get up, you have been thrown at least 100 topics minimum a day from different people. It may be your parents, it could be your teachers, it could be your friends. If you are working, it could be your colleagues. It could be people from your friends, your fellow mind masters from Mind Guru program. So, and even the extempore sessions that we are, every time, every moment, you are being thrown with questions and we have to convincingly answer them. Correct? That's why we learn communication. That's how, what makes us different from animals, right? What makes us different from animals? The ability to communicate the way that we do. Correct? So it's all about how you can convincingly communicate. It's not about communication. You can omit words. That's not communication. Just vomiting words is not communication. It's about how convincingly you can communicate. If you tell something, how much of what you said in the way you want is understood by the person who listens to you. That's just communication. How effectively you can communicate. That's what it teaches us. The extempore session. Thinking on your feet and speak. I'll come to certain details about that later. And all of you who would have attended an extempore session, you know, you would have a feeling once you are giving your thoughts or giving your speech, you would attempt that topic in a particular way. Okay. But the moment you complete your speech and come back to your seats, you always feel that I could have done it in a different way. I could have done it in a much better way, right? Agree with me or not? Those who have already given extempore speeches, do you agree with me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
I
sir.
agree with you.
You always think that I could have done it better. And that keeps a window for all of us. That keeps a door for all of us open to go and search, go and learn more about that particular topic. It opens up a window, it opens up a door for all of us to a plethora of subjects that you want to go and gain knowledge. So it helps us to expand our knowledge. And all this happens within a very short span of 3 minutes, I would say. Maybe 30 seconds for the extempore master to invite you to speak, and 2.5 minutes is all that you get to attempt the topic. So this is a fast track changer. This is a fast track enhancement process that happens, which is known as extempore speaking. So that is the power of extempore speaking. So whenever there is a chance, whenever an extempore master asks you to come and attempt the topic, just jump in and grab the opportunity. Many times it's just saying yes, who want to attend the topic? Yes, me. That, but saying that yes matters a lot. If there are 10 or 15 people, mind masters sitting, probably there is only one guy or two persons coming forward and telling that, yes, I want to attempt the topic. But that call for, attempting the topic or saying yes to that question makes you a different person. Take it from in life. This is what makes, we always say that we walk that extra mile. Sometimes this extra miles is nothing but saying, yes, I want to attempt that. Once you say yes, you are in that point, and then automatically it starts coming to you. Make it a habit of saying yes, I want to do that. I want to travel that extra mile. I want to step myself out of my comfort zone. That brings a lot of experience. It's not about winning or losing. It's not about right or wrong. As I always say, there is nothing right or nothing wrong. It's all in relative terms. Even rules are different for different countries, right? So can we say that certain rules are right and certain rules are wrong? No. It's applicable to that particular area or that particular geography. When rulers change, the rules changes, right? In countries, we always go through different, changes in the rules, right? Do you agree with me or not?
True, sir.
Yes, sir.
So does that mean the previous rule was right or wrong? No, these are all relatives. But what matters is, are we convinced about it? So whenever you get a chance, try to step out of your comfort zone. And that's when it helps you to think on your feet and speak. And that's when you expand your boundaries in terms of gaining more knowledge. So I would say it's a fast track learning process. When you attempt a normal speech, now all those 4 mind masters who spoke very beautifully, they have gone through the process, a longer process, right? All of them went researched the topic, they understood the subject, they went to write their scripts, and they came here and they presented beautifully well those 4 topics. But they went through a longer process. In an extempore speech, you don't need to go through all those processes. You just jump in, you say, yes, I want to attempt the topic. You're already there. Just 3 minutes is all that it takes. And as long as you make it a habit more and more, you are always stepping yourself out of the comfort zone. And that's what brings you that learning. So my request to all of you is that's all about extempore speech. And my request to all of you is try to grab that opportunity, because we are in a world of communication. And if you are not, jumping into, grabbing that opportunity, then we are losing something. So with that note, let me take you through any questions on this. Are you convinced with what I said?
Yes, sir.
Is there anyone who wants? Pardon? Yeah, Mrinma, you were telling something?
No, sir.
Okay. So is there anyone who want to challenge me on this? No, it's not this way. It's something else. Good. So you all agree with me on that. So let me then take you through some basic tips about extempore speech. So these are the rules of an extempore speech. those who are not really aware, there will be an extempore master. And today, who is our extempore master? Mind Master Anaga, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, she is ready with her topics. So she'll be asking some question and then calls on a speaker. So always, to all the extempore masters, keep this rule, you know, announce the topic first before you call a mind master to speak on the subject. And I would say you can ask for anybody to volunteer on the subject, but before you ask that question, read out the topic. When you read out the topic first, what happens is everybody will be thinking that, I will be called. So he or she is ready with his or her answer, his or her comment for that particular topic. So never call someone first and then read out. If you call someone first, then all others don't even open their brains to think about the subject. So read out the topic first and then call the person. Or you may ask any volunteers. If somebody want to volunteer, great. Let them come forward and speak. So this is a message to all the extempore masters. Just read out the topic. Repeat the question, because they need to understand it better, right? So repeat the question. And then the speaker will attempt the topic. Now, for preparing the topic, two key rules I think we must adopt. One is make it short and simple. We don't need to solve some rocket science here. What is looking for is to enhance our communication skill. What is our knowledge on that subject, and how we are trying to communicate the way we want. So it's all about how well you are communicating. Are you convincingly communicating? So try to keep it short, so that all of us should jump in from our seat and grab the opportunity to take the topic and speak. So my message to all the extempore masters who is preparing the topics is to keep it short and simple. Even a short question, if you give to 5 different speakers, all of them will speak about the same subject in 5 different ways, right? We all have different communication abilities. So it's about how convincingly you communicate. Not necessarily what you are communicating is true or by rule book, nothing like that. It's about how convincing are you when you put your thoughts across. So those are the key tips and rules for an extempore speech. And the time that we have is 1 to 2 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds on the upper side, which means anything below 1 minute, we consider it as a disqualified attempt. So my request to all the extempore speakers, at least try to speak for 1 minute. Speaking for 1 minute is not a big challenge, right? So at least utilize 1 minute of the time allotted to you, and a maximum of 2 minutes 30 seconds. So in future, we'll be trying to bring in those color codes for the speakers to understand. So in those case, we'll have the green indication on from 1 minute to 1 minute 30 seconds, then yellow on from 1 minute 30 seconds to 2 minutes, and then red on from 2 minutes till the speaker completes his or her speech. So this is to bring in a kind of a time management within the whole process. So the time is 1 minute, it should be above 1 minute and above, and 2 minutes 30 seconds and below. So that's the qualifying time. Anything below 1 minute and anything below above 2 minutes 30 seconds will be considered as a disqualification. So are you clear about the rules? Any questions on this? Any questions?
No,
Okay.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Great. Then let's move forward. Okay. Now, what are the skills that we are trying to enhance here? So anything that we do, there are certain skills that we aim to enhance, right? It's all about skill enhancement. And specifically, what are the skills that we are trying to enhance here? Point number one, listening skills. And how listening skills is going to enhance when you do an extempore speech?
Sir, listening the question carefully.
Exactly, listening the question carefully. I still remember a champion speaker. The question which was given to him was, who is your role model who is alive? Okay, and tell us why is he or she your role model? Okay, that was the question which was given to him. And due to excitement, and this happened 2 years back, due to excitement, he started talking about Mother Teresa. He missed the word alive. See how important it is in the whole context. He was out of excitement. He focused his thought process or his listening towards the word role model. Who is your role model who is alive? And he missed that particular portion. He started thinking about the topic, thinking about how he is going to attempt the topic just by hearing the word role model. So this is very important. And this is one key aspect which it tells all of us. Listening is a very key aspect which many a times, we are not good listeners. We always want to speak. Just to speak, we always are there to speak. But instead, we all must listen before we speak, even during communication with one another. We have seen people, just eager or excited to answer the question even before listening the question carefully. So listening is one key aspect or key skill that it helps to enhance. That's point number one. Point number two is, then we need to think about the subject. Once you listen to the topic, then it's important that we think about the subject, and then we must see, are we agreeing or disagreeing? Things will be like comparing between two subjects. So you must take a stand first. Yes, are you with A or are you with B? So you must take a stand, and you must think that what you are going to speak. So you must create an overall picture in your thought process. And then the third is the most important thing. 1 to 2 minutes 30 seconds is all that we have. But if we want to give a convincing response, then we must organize our thoughts. It itself is a speech, right? So we must organize our thoughts in such a way that the person who is listening to your your topic is convinced. So when you want the person to be convinced, what you need there in that organizing part, what is required? We must have enough justifications to prove our point, right? Okay, like for example, let me ask you a question. Betterment or perfection? Which is your choice? How you will answer? My question is, betterment or perfection? You got the subject? Any answers? No answers.
There is one
Okay, let
hand
me
going
tell
up,
you.
sir. No, there is one hand going up, sir.
Oh, who is that? Sorry, I missed it.
Gaurish. Yes, Gaurish, please go
Yeah,
ahead.
Gaurish.
Yep. So I
Please
would
go ahead.
choose
Sorry for that.
perfection. Yep. So I would choose perfection because in in betterment, um, you can make things better. But when you're already perfect, according to a person's point of view, if you're perfect, then you don't need to make it better.
Great. How many of you agree with this? Great attempt, Gaurish. How many of you agree with this statement?
Actually, maybe.
Sir, can I tell my opinion?
But
Yeah.
still agree with me.
Sir, I would stand on the side of betterment because no person in the world can become a perfect one. We can improve ourselves till, like you, the last meeting you said, 99.999. It can move on to how many nines ever we want. So no one can be perfect, but we can make ourselves better.
Great. Any other answers? I think Mind Master Krishnendu wants to speak something. Mind Master Krishnendu, the floor is yours.
Actually, I am a perfectionist. Last one session we had, I discovered that I'm a kind of a perfectionist. But nowadays, I think it's not good to be a perfectionist because you get like you get so confused with everything. You want everything to be in order. And, even my mother starts saying, "Don't be a perfectionist." So I think betterment is better.
Great. Okay, so
Betterment
my
is
point
better.
is great. So my point is, in an extempore speech, it's not about betterment or perfectionist or perfection. It's about, if you say betterment, you must be able to, put a convincing justification to that why you chose betterment. If you go for perfectionist, you must be able to convince me or the audience to tell that why you chose perfection. It's not it, there is nothing right, nothing wrong. You can tell anything you want. You can bring any justifications you want. You can bring any examples you want. Okay, like for example, if you take Krishnendu's case, Mind Master Krishnendu was trying to bring in some aspect of her discussion with her mother. Okay, that is what is required. Try to bring in more convincing facts. When you say convincing facts, it could be two things. Okay, one, your own personal examples, or a generic example, a global example which people already know. If you take life of Mahatma Gandhi, everybody knows his life, right? So bring in certain examples. Why we are bringing those examples is to make your point more convincing. And that is what makes you a good extempore speaker. So it's not about whether you stand for this, whether you stand for that. No. But if whatever you stand for, have a proper justification backed up with some facts and figures, that will make your point worth, getting more convinced. So that's what an extempore speech is all. It's not about a particular, it could be this way, it could be that way. It is purely our choice. I could be, having something for perfection, being a perfectionist, and I have my own justifications for that. And if I am able to convincingly tell you those justification, then I won. When I say I won, I'm able to convincingly communicate to what is there in my mind. That is what makes you an excellent extempore speaker. So the message here is, it's not really about whether it's true or false. It's not really about where the majority people thinks. No, it's not like that. You can be away from the majority, away from a thought process which a majority people think. But it's all about how you are backing up your view with some convincing facts, with some convincing figures. It could be from your life, it could be from life of famous personalities or international figures. That is what makes you a convincing communicator. And once you have that thoughts in your mind, start speaking. So you can always take some time to think, to first to listen, then to think, then to organize and speak. Now you remember in my previous slide, I said this, repeat the question, correct? Remember this, repeat the question. And the
Yes,
repeat the
sir.
question is basically there. Yeah, Bala?
No, no, sir. That
Yeah,
was
you were
not
telling something,
me.
Bala?
No. That was not me, sir. Maybe
Okay,
some other
okay,
mind
okay.
master, maybe. Yeah.
So that was for enhancing the listening. So when you when the extempore master repeats the question, you can listen more carefully. Then you start thinking about which way I want to go. Like the same classic example of betterment or perfection, you will make up your mind, okay, I'll go with perfection. Then if you have chosen perfection, you must find what is my justification for that. Yes, you can very well go with either betterment or perfect, it's up to you, but how are you backing it up? What is your justification for choosing, and this is what happens when we talk in a normal case, whether with our parents, with our friends. How you are going to become a good communicator? When you are able to convince them. And the classic examples are those of lawyers in court, right? You've seen lawyers in court. It's not about their voice or, it's about how convincing they were. It's not their voice modulation or body language that is treated in a court, but it's about the convincing facts. So that is what you should bring in organizing the speech. You can take some time, like say 10 seconds or 15 seconds to listen, to think, and then organize it. And extempore speech is as good as a normal speech, a prepared speech, which in a communication language, we say there must be three things in that speech. One, something which attracts everybody's attention. So we call it an opening. So when you start your speech, okay, in the why we call like good afternoon, good morning, and all those things when we start, when we meet people, it's like you want people to listen to you, right? It's ice breaking moment for that particular. So we need to have some kind of an opening where you get attention of the speaker, of the audience. So, and then you slowly go into the portion where you tell them what you want to tell, and then at the end you want the people to take your message, right? What is your message? If you are talking for betterment, what is your justification? And then end up your speech. So it has to come as a proper organized speech. That is why organizing is important. And when you have a proper organized one, then it becomes more convincing. Then you become a more convincing speaker. Once you have arranged that, then go and speak. So these are the 4 skill sets that you will enhance when you attempt an extempore speech. Is it clear? Any questions on this aspect about extempore speech? Any questions?
No, sir.
Great. If there are no questions, I normally think it this way. Either you understood it completely or you didn't understood head and tail of it.
Sir, we understood.
Great. Okay. So that's what is mentioned here. The key elements of the speech is, as I said, take time to organize your thought. This is very, very important. Don't just by getting a topic, don't jump into the topic. Take time. You can take 10 to 15 seconds time, 15 seconds and not minutes. So 15 seconds, but have that time for yourself, be cool, be calm. And it's not an exam that you're going to win or fail.
Okay, sir.
It's just, yeah, mind master Umair?
Sir, nothing, sir.
Hello?
Looks like Pytho is already here. Okay, give me a sec.
Okay, so take that time to organize your thoughts, then have a proper opening, a body and a conclusion for your subject, and then convey a message. Try to utilize that time to convey your message. And remember, it's not just a matter of whether you are for betterment or perfection. Don't just say betterment. Try to back it up with a convincing story. Try to back it up with a convincing example. Try to back it up with convincing facts and figures, so that your message will be conveyed in a much better way, much enhanced way. That's what the point number 4 is. Try to bring in a story or a personal example, because always right from our childhood, we all listen to different stories, right? From our grandmothers, from our parents. Always storytelling is something which is, which makes, we learn things from hearing to those stories. That's the power of storytelling. Utilize that power here also, even when you are doing the extempore speech, because storytelling helps to convey a message. Maybe the underlying message could be different. We are talking about, betterment and perfection and all those things. But when you bring in stories about, like Mind Master Krishnendu said, talking about talking to your mom and then trying to find out, or when my master Shamita, when she mentioned about last session, how important is betterment than perfection, about the 99.99 and all those things. These are all certain elements which adds value to your justification. Try to bring in something like that, and then people will be more convinced. So these are the four key elements of an extempore speech. Okay. Any question on this slide or anything else you want to know?
No, sir.
No,
Great.
sir.
Yeah. Who is that? Mine must Rumer.
No, sir.
Shall we move forward?
Yes, sir.
Great. So let me put a simple example here. Okay. A question is, which is your favorite season and why? It's a simple question, right? And when you receive such a question, you immediately frame an answer within, you have that 10 to 15 seconds time. Immediately frame an answer within your mind. You may say winter is my favorite season, or summer is your favorite season, and then try to bring in examples. Okay. When I was young, you would have had great time with your cousins, with your friends. During summer vacation, we always get 2 months of vacation when schools are closed and all those things, right? So try to bring in those stories. Okay. And then maybe this year you may have gone for some trip somewhere, and you had those great moments of had lovely cherishable memories of that trip within you. So try to bring in those examples, and then because of those things, I love summer or winter, whatever we want. But what I'm trying to convey here is, try to find what you stand for, which is in this case winter. Okay. And then try to back it up with facts which you feel. It not necessary that it should be true. You can tell, last summer I went to Maldives. Not necessary that you really went to Maldives. This is not in an extempore session is not something to check whether you're telling fact or not. You can always tell that. It's about whether the point for you to make that your favorite season is winter. Do you have a convincing story to tell? Do you have a convincing example to quote? So that's what it takes. Not necessarily it has to be true, but you may love to visit Maldives and you have not done that. Bring those things here, what you would like to do when you are in Maldives, and tell that I've been to Maldives last winter and these are all the things which I did. And when I was young, winter was always a time that I was waiting for. All my cousins, all my friends, we used to meet and we used to have fun. Bring in those stories. And then because of those things, always winter has been my favorite season. See how convincing it has come from? Just by saying that winter is my favorite season and then switch off your mic and you leave the podium. Is it convincing? No, right?
No.
You always, whether in an extempore session or when you speak to your friends, teachers, parents, relatives, or when you are working with colleagues, how convincing are you in your thoughts, in your communication is what matters. Especially in extempore, not necessary that it has to be true, but yeah, in real life it's better that you speak the truth. But in an extempore session, not necessary that it has to be true. Like like the classic example which I said, winter, you can bring in nice stories which you really wanted to do to make your points more convincing. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes, sir.
So this is some way by where you can build your extempore speech. And some tips for you to include. Okay. Can you find a way to relate the topic to your life? Okay, like the classic example which we talked about, betterment and perfection. Both Mind Master Shamita and Mind Master Krishnendu, they try to relate it with what happened, and they try to relate it with something which is common for all of us, right? So that was more convincing for us. Find out whether there is any story which can fit into the topic. If there is a story which you know, not necessary that your own story, maybe someone who you know, maybe someone an international story which everybody knows. When we talk about APJ Abdul Kalam, when you talk about Nelson Mandela, when we talk about Mahatma Gandhi, all those figures are, all their lives or their stories are common to all of us. Try to bring in something which when you tell, it is more convincing for all the people who are listening to you. So it's not necessary. It could from your own life. It could be from your friends, your family. Maybe it could be certain emotions or feelings. Have you gone through that? Bring in, try to draw a parallel between that emotion and the topic that is given to you. Try to make it more personal. When it is more personal, when it becomes more genuine, right? When you talk about our own experience, then people feel that we are talking, just if you talk about someone else's story, uh, and if you talk about our own story, which is more convincing, more genuine. When we speak about our own story is more genuine, right? More convincing. So these are all the different ways that you can include in this 1 minute to 2 minute 30-second speech to make the subject more convincing. You agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any other points that you want to add on top of this? Let me see. I can hear from any other thing that you feel like if we add this, it could be more, enhancing, or some other way of doing. Not necessarily. See, these are all things. It is not 100% only that you should do this. Bring in things that you can relate to the subject. That's a key point. Anything that you can bring at the end, where you convincing those of the audience who are there, where you convincing to them in whatever statement that you are making. So those are the tips of an extempore speech. And then again, remember, it's not about telling the truth. Like as I said, if you want to tell that summer is my favorite vacation and last summer I went to Maldives, not necessary that you really went to Maldives. You can always tell that and tell some story about what happened there. It's about storytelling, right? Storytelling, you can bring anything. It's not about finding whether you really did it or not. It's about, do you have a story, convincing story to prove that yes, because of that you like summer or winter. So it's not about telling the truth. You can bring in anything, but it has to be a convincing one. Okay, use your imagination, make up a story. You can make up a story there itself. Okay, be creative, be more creative. You can bring out your storytelling stuffs from there. So those are all the key tips for extempore speech. And in general, those are the key stuffs that you should be keeping in your mind when you attempt an extempore speech. But by all means, try to utilize the full time that is given to you, point number one. And before that, whenever someone asks you to volunteer to attempt a question, just grab the opportunity, because there is nothing right, there is nothing wrong. You don't need to even speak the truth. You can tell whatever way you want. And this is the fast track option to convert yourself or enhance your communication skill. So whenever you have an option, grab that opportunity. Just go and speak. Believe me, the more you speak, more you go there and attempt it, the more you become confident. The more you are pushing your limits, the more you are coming out of your comfort zone, the more you are making yourself think on your feet and speak, the more you are enhancing your knowledge. So those are all the benefits that you get when you volunteer yourself to come forward and attempt an extempore speech. Okay, any questions?
Sir, can I ask?
Yes, of course.
So you said we have to start 10 to 15 seconds after the topic is given to us. But by the time if the timer starts her stopwatch or something, so it's a wastage of our time, right? We can use that time to speak, because 10 to 15 seconds. Yeah. Okay.
No, it's like this. In a prepared speech or in an extempore speech, timer will start the time only after your first verbal or non-verbal communication. So you being on the stage and thinking for yourself, timer will not start the time. This is a message for timer also. Timer should start time only when you start speaking. Okay. So without your, you start. So this 10-15 minutes is not counted in your 1 minute time. Okay, my Master Shamita. Great. Any other questions? So if I have a question, who will volunteer first? to attempt the topic?
Sir, me.
Who is that?
Susan.
Susan. Great, Susan. welcome to Mind Guru.
Thank you, sir.
Great. So with that note, so shall we go through some TT questions?
Okay, sir.
Some topics. So here is topic number 1. So who is going to speak about it? Which is your favorite sport or game? Why? I repeat. So when I say I repeat, which skill are you adding to your competency or skill set?
Listening.
Listening skill.
Listening. So listen carefully. Which is your favorite sport or game and why? So the key thing is there are 3 keywords. Let me tell you. One is favorite. Second is it could be a sport or it could be a game, right? And then there is a why. So you will have to tell your favorite sport or tell your favorite game, and then you have to convince us by telling why this is your favorite sport or favorite game. So that is how we must, break it into pieces and keep it in our mind. So who is going to attempt this topic?
Sir.
Me.
Great. So I first heard Susan's voice. Let me give this opportunity to Susan. Yes, Susan, floor is all yours.
Yes, sir.
Let's
My
give her a
favorite
round of
game.
applause for volunteering herself to come out of her comfort zone.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So my
Susan.
favorite game is chess. I really enjoy playing chess because it's a very fun game as well as something that you need to really work your brain. During the pandemic, my father and I used to play the game a lot. We used to play and he used to win most of the games. So it became more like a challenge for me. And that's mostly how I fell in love with the game. So yes, sir, that's why I love the game. And that's my favorite game.
Great attempt, Susan. See how she developed it. She first said chess, then she went into her personal story. She playing the game with her father, and that's how we need to back it up with justifying facts, justifying stories. Great attempt, Susan.
Thank you, sir.
So let us move forward, and I think I have one more question. Who is your best friend, and why is he or she your best friend? So that's a topic.
Sir, can I say?
Nice.
Anaga?
Yes, sir.
Great. First of all, let me congratulate you for coming forward. Let's give her a round of applause. Yes, Mind Master Anaga, please go ahead.
My best friend is Nimisha, and because she was always there for me whenever I needed help, and for the studies also, all the time whenever I called her, she would used to pick up the call and help me with anything I need, and she was always there by my side, and that's why she's my best friend.
Great. Great job, Mind Master Naga. Again, see, very convincingly, she talked about her friend, and then brought in justification to say why is she her best friend. Great job by both of you. And now a little bit of tips on evaluation. Today, who is going to be our extempore speech evaluator? Mind Master Umair. Today, this tip is for you, Mind Master Umair. Okay. The time that you get to evaluate a speaker, an extempore speaker, is only 30 seconds. 30 seconds is all that you have to evaluate a speaker. And in the 30 seconds, what you have to do, you have to bring in one inspiring fact about the speaker, one or two max. That whatever way he or she attempt a topic, you have to bring in one inspiring fact or two inspiring facts about her or him. And then you have to highlight one area for improvement. Okay, got it? This is for all the evaluators, not only for this today's session, for all extempore session speaker evaluators. What you have is per speaker. If you have four speakers, four extempore speakers, you get 2 minutes. So 2 minutes is your time limit. But on an average, what you can take is 30 seconds. It's a thumb rule. 30 seconds for a speaker. You will bring in one inspiring fact about him or her, and you will have one area for him or her to improve.
Okay, sir.
So this is about, understood?
Yes, sir.
Great. So that's all about extempore speech. And I hope that it added value to all of you. You brought in some insight about how to attempt extempore speech topics. Any questions before I hand over back to the star of the day? Any reflections about the session?
Yes, sir. Sir, can we add a quote in the beginning or end to make it more tasty, the speech?
Yeah, of course, yes. If you are able to bring in a quote which is, which everybody knows, that will be really great. That will get to that's what I was telling in the opening. In the opening, when you say good morning, good afternoon, why we are bringing that? To get the attention. So if you can bring in quotes in the beginning, where you can, but when you use a quote, you must tell from whom. Okay, and then definitely it will add value to the whole session, whole topic that which you are attempting. Of course, you can add that. So any other reflections or questions? If not, back to you, star of the day, Mind Master Shamita.
Thank you, sir, for conducting a value-adding session, which indeed will take some knowledge to our house. The exciting event for the day is the extempore session, which we saw some rules about it. So that will be conducted by a sixth grader whose ambition is to become a doctor. Her hobbies are to read books. Please help me welcome Mind Master Anaga.
Thank you, Mind Master Shaminda, for the wonderful introduction. Good evening, fellow Mind Masters. I am Mind Master Anaga, and today I will be conducting Extempore session for the day. Without wasting much of your time, let us start the session. So the first topic is, if this was the best year of your life, what would have to happen? I repeat, if this was the best year of your life, what would have to happen? And the speaker number one is Mind Master Susan.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, I'm Susan Anna George, and I study in 8th grade. And I was given the topic, if this was the best year of my life, what would I have done? So, yes, if this year was the best year of my life, then I would certainly have done a lot of stuff, especially with my family and my friends. This year has been a wonderful life. The year 2020, as it was, even though it was a pandemic, really got time to spend with my family. The online classes were really amazing. Got to sit at home and learn, which was really fun and exciting. On the other hand, with time with my family, as I said before to everyone, I had a lot of time to spend with my father. We played a lot of we played chess together. We watched a lot of movies together. So it was really exciting and fun. And though this has been a very tough time for most of us, it was really enjoyable and exciting and fun, and learned a lot of things too. How we have to take care of each other during all these times of difficult times, and how family, friends are very important, and how we can't avoid them in our lives. So that's how this year has been very interesting and exciting. And yes, this year has been the most interesting, like till now. This has been the very interesting time of my life. Thank you.
Very well said, Mind Master Susan.
Thank you.
Yes. So the topic number 2 is, everything you have ever wanted is on the other side of the fear. I repeat, everything you have ever wanted is on the other side of fear. And the speaker number 2 is Mindmaster Satya.
Satyeshwarna, you can unmute yourself. Mindmaster Anaga looks like could be in probable connectivity issue. Maybe we can proceed further, and if Satyeshwarna reconnects, maybe we can pose another question to her. Maybe you can invite another Mindmaster.
Okay. And the speaker is Mindmaster Shamita. Can you speak?
Good evening, respected Toastmasters and all my dear friends. The topic given to me is if everything what I wanted is the other side of the fear. Yes, it's really true with me because I love paragliding, doing many adventurous activities, which is totally other side of the fear. So I believe in me, this topic really suits. Once we went to the vacation to Langkawi, it's a place situated in Malaysia. I wanted to really do paragliding, but my father was very afraid because I was doing. I didn't really expect this from him, but still, I got a chance to explore the beautiful sights of Langkawi. So that was the day I realized that fear is nothing. It just confronts you from achieving your goals, but still, you can surely achieve your goals if you overcome those. I have heard APJ Abdul Kalam saying this: a winner never quits and a quitter never wins. So we should all overcome our fears and obstacles which are standing in front of our goals. And if we do those things, we'll surely achieve our ambition one or the other day. As this topic really suggests, everything what I wanted till now are other side of the fear. One was the paragliding one, and the other was when I started learning guitar, I faced a lot of pain in my fingertips. So I confronted it so nicely, and after a long time, after a long struggle, I got to play it very well. So I confronted my fear very well, so I could play what I wanted now today. So this is a message for everyone. If you want to achieve something, break your barriers, which stops you from your goal. Thank you.
That was a very wonderful speech, Mindmaster Shamita. So this topic number 3 is: a ship is always safe on a shore, but that is not what is it built for. I repeat, a ship is always safe on a shore, but that is not what it's built for. And speaker number 3 is Mindmaster Aisha.
Yeah, thank you, Mindmaster Anaka. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mindmaster Aisha, and the topic given to me is a ship is always on the seashore, but this was not it is built for. So today we came to know that in the last session, which was conducted by Murli sir, we came to know that we should be out. We should get out of a comfort zone. I think we can relate this topic to what we have learned in the last session. Yes, the ship was not built for to stay on the shore. It should get out and sail. So we all should get out of our comfort zone, try new things. Even if it is hard, we should try it out, and at last we can achieve it. Like how my master Shamita said, at first she experienced pain in the fingertips while playing guitar, but at last she achieved, and now she can play very well the guitar. So we should get out of a comfort zone, try new things, and do it well. Yeah, thanks.
That was a wonderful speech, Mindmaster Aisha. So the topic number 4 is night owl or early bird, which is better? I repeat, night owl or early bird, which is better? And the speaker number 4 is Mindmaster Gaurish.
So I say my a topic given to me is which is better. So I prefer being an early riser or an early bird. Some it's not like even though rising early is not on the top of my list, it's important if you want to be resilient and want to do good things. Waking up early in the morning can keep you fresh, help you, and also give you more time to prepare for what's going to come ahead of the day. But if I take the night out, just check. Sorry, I'm lagging.
Now, we can hear you out, Master Gaurish.
So Gaurish?
Yeah. Is it connecting now?
Yeah, we can hear you very
Yeah,
well,
we can hear you.
Gaurish. Please go ahead.
Good, good.
So night out, actually I don't know the meaning of night out, whether it means going early to bed or whether staying awake through the night. So if night out means staying awake through the night, obviously it's not good for us. Obviously it gives us time in night, but we are not relaxed to be awake in the morning. In case it means the other word that you sleep early, then I I would still say no, because if you sleep early, you're wasting a little time what you could use for doing your work. Yeah, so that's all. Yeah.
That was a wonderful speech. So thank you everybody, and I hand over the mic to Mindmaster Shamita, the star of the day.
Thank you for conducting the exciting session, Mindmaster Anagha. The next session is the Kahoot, which will be conducted by co-founder of Mind Academy. He's an instrumentation engineer. He is also interested in sports and strategic studies. Please help me welcome Bala sir.
Thank you, Director Training, and today's star of the day, Mindmaster Shamita, for that kind introduction for me. So I believe all the Mind Masters and have your standby device in hand.
Sir, can you give me 1 minute, sir? I have to get mine.
Please, please. So I would also request all the guests who have joined to secure your standby device in hand, and you can click in kahoot.it. When you say standby device, if you are connected via a particular device, be it a laptop, be it iPad or a mobile, just to have a standby device in hand, so thereby you can make a fun make this opportunity to convert it into an fruitful learning experience. So you can just have your main device in one hand, and also at the same stretch you can use your standby device so to connect in. So your game pin is 7421419. So we'll wait for a couple of minutes. There's going to be a set of questions. Mind Master Manav has joined. Mind Master Anaga has joined. Wonderful. Ranmai has joined. Beautiful. We'll wait for some more time so the other members also join us out. Mind Master Krishnendu has joined. Mind Master Aisha has joined. Wonderful. So the questions whole set is going to come out from whatever. Okay, Mind Master Umer has joined. The questions are going to come from whatever we have seen so far in Mind Guru. The workshops, the regular sessions, the tracks. So we are yet to be joined by, I think,
The nickname.
Pardon me?
So please don't mind the nickname.
Okay, that's okay. So wonderful. We have been joined by Shamita, my master Shamita. We also been joined by Susan. We are yet to be joined by, I think, couple more. Who's that? Mind Master Kirtana. Kirtana is yet to join. Mind Master Kirtana. And then by a couple of more of our guests. But I think we can keep that flexible for the guests because some of the workshops, they might not got the opportunity to listen from the previous sessions. So Mind Master Kirtana, are you going to join us?
Yes, I'll join now.
Wonderful. Light of Life. May I know the name? Who's it? Light of Life. Who's that? Light of Life.
That is Ganesh.
Okay. So Gaurish, is that you?
Yeah, he's raising his hands.
Okay, wonderful.
It's
so
Gaurish.
We are yet to be joined by a couple more guests. Yeah, Mind Master Kirtana has also joined. So I think we can start the session. Yeah, Boomer. Who's Boomer?
Who is that?
Who's Boomer? If there is no answers, then we will remove that person from the list. Who's Boomer?
Because now with Boomer it's 13, Bala, including you and me. It is already there are 11, and only 12 of them are here in the session.
Yeah.
So who is the Boomer?
So is there anyone who's Boomer from our list?
Sir, I think he left the meeting.
So was there any Boomer in the meeting?
No, now he left. You removed Bala or he left?
No. He left on his own. He or she.
Oh,
anyway,
maybe someone from YouTube, Bala.
Could be.
They have the pin, right?
Yeah.
Whoever is in YouTube. Okay, someone is
Could
listening from YouTube.
Could be.
We could.
Okay, so shall we start, sir?
Yes, please go ahead.
I think I'll lock it so that way we don't have any more intrusion. So let us lock. The game is locked and let us move. Okay, so the first question is a true or false question. Extempore speech helps to build knowledge. Extempore speech helps to build knowledge. True or false? Wonderful. Indeed, it helps you build your knowledge. Great. Let's see the leaderboard. Mind Master Kirtana is rocking the session, followed by Mind Master Umer, Mind Master Krishnendu, Mind Master Nunmai, and Mind Master Shamita. Let's see how the leaders board change post our second question. Which skills you will add by attempting extempore speech? Listening, building knowledge, communication, all the above. All the above. Wonderful. So there is a change in the leaders board now. Umer is taking over and Mind Master Mrunmai is equally following it up. Mind Master Manav is in the leaders board now. Now it's just question number 2. We have quite a few to go. Let's see what happens after the next question. Mind Master Anaga is...
Question. Just repeating the question.
I am afraid I think I opened the wrong one. I'm afraid, extremely sorry for that. Just let me stop this sharing. I think I opened the wrong one. You got it right, Mind Master Umair. I think this is a wrong knowledge quiz which I opened it for the evening. Extremely sorry, Mind Masters. Pardon me for that. Let me confirm it and then.
Director training.
Pardon me?
The Mind Master Anaga is the director training, right?
Mind Master Anaga is not the director training for that matter. Just let me confirm it. I'm just confirming it. Give me a minute.
Now, Mind Master Ume, you will have to ask the real director training to check that whether Mind Master Anaga is the director training or not.
Real director training, who are you?
Mind Master Shamita.
So now you got the answer.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it was. Actually, it was the.
Mala, you want to continue with the.
Yeah, I have just. Restarted the session, sir. Actually, it was the right one. So I think it was a mistake from my end. It was the right question. It was the right set of questions. I think with the one question I just got confused. Yeah, pardon me for that, Mind Masters. You can rejoin in. So the game pin is 7554658. So Lone Wolf, we know who's that. Anaga, Krishnendu, Shamita, Mrunmai, Kirtana, Umair. So we are yet to be joined by 2 more. Susan has also joined. 1 more.
Code for some reason.
Yes, Gaurish, you can also join very well.
Oh, I think it worked.
Okay,
did it work?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Let me restart it. Now the first couple of questions are going to be more or less the same. So extempore speech, but now here the speed matters. You may know the answer now, but the speed may help you. Great. So now Gaurish is leading the board, followed by.
Sir?
Yes?
Sir, I have accidentally exited from the game and I want to join again.
Okay.
Can you give the pin?
The game pin is 755.
Yes.
46.
Yes.
58.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Okay, the second question is, which skills you will add by attempting the extempore speech? Wonderful. Now the third question is very difficult, but you can still give a try. So now there's a change in the leaderboard as well. Let us see the difficult third question right now. Mind Master Anaga is the technical manager. Wonderful. What is Mind Master Anaga's role?
Admin manager.
Admin manager. Wonderful.
Admin.
Who said public relations manager?
That's great.
Public relations.
Okay, now let's see. These three questions we saw it before. So now the real fun starts right here. If you have an uneasy feel in your ears, you can clean with your earbuds. False. You remember the workshop from Dr. Isaac?
Yes, sir.
What did he say?
He said that if you have any uneasy feel, you have to go to the doctor and check it out.
Wonderful. You're not supposed to do anything with your ears on your own, not even necessary to clean it with your anything. Great. Good that. Now that made a tectonic shift in the leaders board. Wonderful. Now let's see what happens after the next questions. That's why paying attention to every workshop may have star of the day anchors the Mind Guru sessions. True, right? Today, who's the star of the day? Who's anchoring the whole session?
Amita.
Mind Master Shamita. So Anaga is the biggest climber and Lone Wolf has reached the top spot. Level 2 in 5 levels to mastery is enhancement level. Oh, looks like the memory is fading.
Answers and equal number of wrong answers.
So what is the right answer then?
False.
False.
What is that? What is the level 2?
Level 2 is finding my way.
Wonderful. Level 2 is finding my way. Now there is some change in the leaderboard again. Mind Master Aisha has got all 6 right. Wonderful going, Mind Master Aisha.
Thank you.
Now let's see what happens with the next question. Phone browsing has no health impacts in life. True or false? False. It has impacts in life, isn't it? That's what we were witnessing in the last session. Great. So now we have 6 more questions to go. Taking conscious breaks will protect your thumbs. True or false? Wow, that was fast. Everyone has got it right. But did it make any impact on the leaders board? Nope.
No.
Lone Wolf is on a streak of having all 8 right. That's wonderful, CEO. Text class occurs with excessive usage of mobiles. True is the right answer, and 6 of you have got it right.
I accidentally clicked false.
Oh, see, that is where this listening thing comes into picture, isn't it? You have to listen and see.
Impact it had.
Great. Now, Mind Master Umair has taken the prime spot, and Mind Master Kirtana has climbed up into the leaders board as well. Now we have 4 more questions. Anything might happen anytime. When you have different hearing feeling in your both ears, is it an abnormal condition? When you have different hearing feeling in your both ears, it is abnormal condition. True or false? True. If you remember Dr. Isaac's workshop, he said, if you have different hearing feeling in both your ears, it's not something which is normal, then you should immediately rush to a doctor, isn't it?
Okay, sir.
So now, change in the leaderboard once again. Let's see. Using smartphone features to advantage can help overcome text claw. True. Great. 8 of you have got it right. Now, but is there any impact on the leaders board? Uh-oh, not much.
Okay.
So 2 more to go. Elbows are not impacted if we use excess of mobile phones. Elbows are indeed impacted because excess use of mobile phones. Wonderful. 9 of you have got it right. Oh, so the top two, the top three, top four, there's a very close competition which is happening at the leaders board. We are going to go for the last question. Let's see what happens. Level 5 and 5 levels to mastery is pass it on. True or false? Ooh, great. That's a whooping. So now, but this right answer, did it have any impact on the leaders board? Let's see who stands where. Wonderful Mind Master Krishnendu securing second spot. Lone Wolf, that happens out to be our CEO. Great Mind Master Umair.
Great Mind Master Umair.
Congratulations Mind Master Kirtana and Mind Master Shamita as well.
Sorry, if in the next session I get again first place, then I will have a streak of 3.
I was about to say that, but you just took it out from me. Wonderful going, Mind Master Umair. You said it right. Last session you got it, but this time, last time you got all the answers right. Here you have got one wrong, so you can still work on. As we had a TT topic today also, perfection may not be possible always, but you can still improve. So that was a great experience. Pardon me for fumbling at the beginning. Thank you, and back to you, star of the day, Mind Master Shamita.
Thank you, sir, for conducting the session in a very interesting way. So next session is the evaluation session, which will be conducted by a robotic aspirer who wants to become a robotic engineer. He is currently on the track of 5 levels of mastery, finding my way. Please help me welcome Mind Master Umair.
Thank you, Mind Master Shamita. First, he will evaluate with the speeches. The first 2 speeches would be evaluated by Bala sir and Murali sir. The next 2, I would like to invite Murali sir to evaluate the next 2 speeches.
Thank you, Mind Master Umair, for giving me an opportunity to understand and help the speakers deliver better going forward as far as the speeches are concerned. I would like to keep this evaluation session as an interactive one, because the 5 levels to mastery is an action-oriented, knowledge-oriented learning process. So may not be an monologue. I don't want to have a monologue. I just want to have a kind of an interaction. So Mind Master Umair, if I may have you alongside me for this dialogue, it will be wonderful, Mind Master Umair.
Okay, sir.
Great. So Mind Master Umair, your level, your track which you have chosen is health?
No,
self-development.
I have chosen career.
You have chosen career. But you know why I asked this question, Mind Master Umair?
Knowledge check?
No, it's not knowledge check, because yeah, maybe a knowledge check moment for me. But if you are starting your speech, if you can tell what is the track you have chosen, what is the level you are in, it will help the listeners understand what is that you're going to convey. Is it clear, Mind Master Umair?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. And the first level which you were attempting for the day was fundamentals, right, Mind Master Umair?
Yes, sir.
So you gave a wide variety of inputs. A lot of informations were shared to us to listen. But can you tell me what was the source of those information? Did you talk to someone? Did you read any articles? Did you read any books?
or did you speak to any mentors?
Sir, some of the information like 20, 30, or 40% came from asking people, and then like some of it came from articles in Google search, and the rest was added up. Rest I.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So what happens, Mind Master Umair? So when you have the informations collected, that is one side of it. Putting it as a speech, either you can come to me or Murli sir and maybe anyone else to put it into a speech format. So what happened when we listened to you today? It was kind of overwhelming information. You understand what I'm trying to say, Mind Master Umair?
Okay, sir.
So when you have overwhelming informations, so the audience may lose the connect with you as a speaker. So what you can do is you can get to any of the mentors, put it into a speech format, practice it and deliver it. That will make it even more interesting. But you have given a wide variety of information. One recommendation is try to go to either me or Murli sir, put it into a speech format, and then you can deliver it going forward. Is it clear, Mind Master Umair?
Sir, understood, sir.
All the very best. You did well. You gave a lot of informations, but you can just work on these aspects going forward in your next speech, Mind Master Umair.
Okay, sir, understood.
Thank you. So now let me take the opportunity to evaluate Mind Master Aisha. I guess it is with regards to social media implications, part of the health track. You have presented it in a very nice way. You started off with very clear points, Mind Master Aisha. But again, the same question. This is your fundamental level. So if I'm ask you the same question, what I was trying to engage in with Mind Master Umair, what were the data which you researched on, Mind Master Aisha?
So I summed it up with the articles in Google search.
Wonderful. So generally what happens, Mind Master Aisha, now as you know very well, the whole world gets confined mostly predominantly with Google search. That's wonderful. It has loads and loads of information. Great. But also it will be great if you can engage in with certain experts in that domain. Also, if you can engage in with mentors, then what happens? You can convert those informations into a polished, more finer aspects, which you can further work upon, getting into your finding my way or your enhancement or share my knowledge or pass it on tracks. From this, what is going to be your channel to put it into an proper perspective? It's always better to get into mentors. It's perfect to start with. You did great presentation. Your delivery was very good. And you had a very unique style of having a kind of a compassionate approach when you put it in. That's wonderful. But it has certain areas to improve upon. But being the first speech, it's perfectly fine, Mind Master Aisha. You did well. So always there is a scope to improve. Great. Thank you. And back to you, lead evaluator, Mind Master Umair. You can invite now Murli sir also.
Now I invite Murli Krishnan sir for the next two speeches evaluation.
Thank you, Mind Master Umair, for this opportunity. Now, before I start evaluating both the speakers individually, let me ask all four of you, Mind Master Umair, Mind Master Aisha, Mind Master Kirtana, and Mind Master Manav. Before starting the, preparing your speech or preparing your topic, how many of you have utilized the activity sheet that we have? Can I have a show of hands? Great, Mind Master Kirtana. No, see, if you're not used, it's fine, perfectly fine. I never, this thing, there is nothing right, there is nothing wrong. We are all here for improvement. If you have not used it, perfectly fine. Okay. But if you have used it, very good, excellent. So how many of you have used? Mind Master Umair has used, Mind Master Mano, great. Now, inside, you have gone through the steps, how far you know about the subject, what is that you wanted to learn about the subject. So, have you gone through all those steps?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Great. So keep this in mind. Every activity has got a specific purpose that you want to learn. So whenever you take that level and understand the subject, utilize that. It will help you. It will tell you where to go forward. And it's not this particular, even the evaluation style that we are having. This is not an evaluation about the 4 to 6 minute speech that you have given. Of course, we are evaluating based on that, but it's much more than that. It's about, like, if Mindmaster Aisha is talking about social media, it's about her knowledge enhancement in that particular area, whether it is for the benefits of social media or whether it is for the disadvantages of using social media, whatever it is. It's an overall package. So it's not only about the specific 4 to 6 minute speech that you have given here. So that's my message to all of you. And for all the speakers that you're going to come up with the next set of speeches: one, utilize the activity sheet. Second, have a genuine interest in that, because the track and the module you have selected based on your interest, right? Now, if you have selected based on your interest, then you must be able to go deep into the subject and understand. Don't just limit your knowledge enhancement process just to the 4 to 6 minute speech. 4 to 6 minute speech is for your co mind masters to understand how your journey was, how you utilize the activity sheet, what it, how it enhanced to you, the what was the overall experience going through that. That's what has to come through this 4 to 6 minute speech. But in general, it's about your experience, your exposure toward the subject that you're trying to pass on. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great. So I request all the speakers who are coming up with their projects in the next session also to have this approach. Now let me go through both the speakers. First of all, and again, before I go to Mind Master Kirtana and Mind Master Manav, let me congratulate all of you for stepping out of your comfort zone and bringing up those four wonderful speeches. Last time when I was asking who is ready with your speech next time, you all came forward. That itself shows that you are ready to come out of your comfort zone. To all of you, Mind Master Umair, Mind Master Kirtana, Mind Master Manav, Mind Master Aisha, all of you, great job. Now, with that note, let me go to Mind Master Kirtana's speech. Congratulations, Mind Master Kirtana. Wonderful. You introduced this topic well. What is the module that you have taken? What is the track that you have chose? And within the track, what is your project? You told in very nice way. That's a great thing that you made people understand what is that you're going to speak. Excellent start. And you also talked about your experience about talking to your mother, grandmother, and how you get to know about all the people within your family. And those were all great points that we are happy to hear from you in your speech. Now, if I ask you, Mind Master Kirtana, can you just tell me three key learnings, not from your speech or something, about what you felt going through that process? Either three or two, whatever you felt like.
I was really excited. First, really excited that I will be able to know more and more people, members of my family. So
Great.
that's it. I was so excited, and I got so many members, so many more members of our family. That's it.
Great. So that excite that's it. We all should be having, like, that excitement and energy within us to understand more and more about the subject. Keep it up, Mind Master Kirtana. And I'm sure with the speech that you delivered, I am sure that you have gone through that process in depth, talking to your mother, talking to your grandmother, your relatives, trying to understand different people, and you actually brought in your experience here. Great job. Now, if I would like to comment, one is like, you know, I felt that you stopped much early than the allocated time of 4 to 6 minutes. So you could have utilized it. Again, the message from Bala Angle is same for all of you, that it's better. Yes, speech is also, as I said, whatever you experience going through that, you have to convey it to others, right? So for that, we need to make it as a proper speech. So next time, go to anyone, any of your mentor, like it could be your father, it could be me, it could be Bala Angle, anyone you feel like who can add value to the process. Just go to them and make it a proper speech so that it will help all of us, or it will help you to convey it in a better way. That's point number one. Point number two, if you are okay with that, try to post whatever you made, like your family tree in the group, so that others will also know how you developed it. This message is for all of you. When you go through the activities, when you learn certain things, and this learning and conveying is not only on the day that we have Mind Guru, right? All the learnings that we are is like a continuous learning process. Like if Mind Master Manav is going and researching a particular subject about, say, wealth, now he's getting some information. The message to all of you is put it in our group, let everybody know. So my request to you, Mind Master Kirtana, if you're okay with that, if you're okay to share whatever you made as a family tree, it could be in some format, right? And if possible, put it in the group so that others can also take your learnings when they make their family tree. The family tree which you made is already there, and they can build on it, or maybe others can make, go one step forward and then see what best they can do. So it's all about sharing our learning and growing together. Okay, so those two comments is what I need to tell you. One, about making it a more longer speech, which will cover 4 to 6 minutes, going to some mentor who can enhance your speech. And if possible, okay, since family tree is a personal thing, I don't want to force you on that, but if possible, put it in the group so that everybody will learn from your experience. Overall, a great speech. Hats off to you, Mind Master Kirtana. And let me give a round of applause. Let's have a round of applause for her. Coming to Mind Master Manav, great research. Great research with so many facts and figures, including which country, within the country, which area, what you want to buy, cost for studying, cost for getting a license, cost for getting a beautiful house, car. Great, research. This is one good quality that we must all take from what Mind Master Manav said. Anything, go into detail, go in depth, and understand the subject in detail. That will help us a lot. Any subject, anything that we do, any track that we take, any module that we take, or any project that we take, understand the subject in depth, and that will help us a lot. And great start, Mind Master Manav. You greeted everyone, and then you started with Leo Tolstoy's quote about greed and all those things. What a beautiful way to set a tone to make us feel that how much money is all we need. The overall point is like, the effort that you have taken to research the subject is great. And I must say that this we all must try to inculcate in our process of finding to or knowing to learn new subjects. Altogether a great start, Mind Master Manav. And then at the end also, he tried to inspire all of us, telling that it's just a simple task. You can just go ahead and start living this, the life that he has painted for all of us. So you can also dream and go ahead and start. And that was an inspiring ending. That's how a speech should end. Altogether a great job, Mind Master Manav. My only comment for you is like, again, you could have introduced which module you are taking and those things, so that it's important that many of other Mind Masters don't know from which module, which track. Because the point here is, even the speech, what are we trying to do is to convey the message, right? So all others should know which track you have taken, within that track, which module, and what is your project, what is the objective that you are going to reach. That will enhance the audience to understand your speech in a much higher level. So that is one thing. Second is like, I felt that you're reading from a note or reading from somewhere. So a message to all the speakers is like, if you have experienced it, then it has to come from within. So we must all try to have that aspect in us. Yes, of course, you can take some, get to know some numbers if you want to remember, some quotes if you want to, if you don't remember and you want to use that quote in your speech, that's fine. But it's better that it has to come from within, because we are all here not to give the speech, but to share our experience. There's a huge difference. You have gone through the the Toastmastering platform, and this even the evaluation, if you see, we are trying to make it more interactive, because it's not this 4 to 6 minutes that we are trying to target. What we're trying to target is, have you gone through that, have you had that experience? So if you had that experience, if you're able to visualize that, then there is no need for you to go and read. So and there is nothing like, we are not looking for what is your quality of communication. You just speak your heart out. That's what we are looking for. But overall, great research that you have done on the topic, and excellently displayed whatever you have gone through, and even at the end giving an inspiring note for all of us to take it forward. You can also dream and live your life as you wish. Great start. Overall, a great start to all of you. A common comment is, try to go to some mentor, so that the overall process can be improved. Try to utilize the activity sheet that we have, because that gives you a what you call a proper outlook towards the whole process. So with that note, wish you all the very best. Over to you, lead evaluator mind master Umair.
Okay, next we'll be evaluating the extempore session. Starting with Suzanne Anna George. Her topic was, if this was the best year of my life, what would I do? Your speech was I would only recommend you to extend it a little further. That was an excellent speech, and it had been great use of words, great use of words, and great use of thinking. You had offered it in a great way, and I'm happy about it. The only negative is that just extend your speech a little more further, so that it can be a great speech.
Thank you, Umair.
Extend
Thank
it.
you so much. Okay. Thank you.
We have to
and then the second
take care of
topic
each other
was
during all these times of difficult times.
And then it was for the second topic, and then the speaker is Shamita. Mind Master Shamita. Mind Master Shamita, you had used a lot of words, and you had made it a bit into a story, and you had followed every point that had been mentioned in today's workshop. I have no negative points for you. Everything is great, really great. The third speaker was Mind Master Aisha. Mind Master Aisha, your speech was absolutely excellent. I really like the use of words, and I really like the following of the points, just like Mind Master Shamita. Also, your speech is also you don't have any negatives. I don't recommend any negatives, because your speech is great. Keep it up.
Thank you, my master.
Now the another speaker is Gauram. Gauram, your speech was great, but there was a little internet connection in the between, so I didn't really get the speech. But it was great. But you had very little words, and it was finished quickly. Try to extend it a little more. Try to make it a little more lengthy, not just like not just like half a minute or like that. If it will be disqualified, it should be at least 1 minute. That's it for the session, sir.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Mind Master Umair, for that wonderful evaluation, which was a value-adding one. So let's have the closing remarks from Mind Master Manav.
I'd like to thank all the wonderful people who spoke today and performed. I'm aware of the fact that we have mind masters from all different time zones around the world. And I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to all of you for taking time out of your busy personal and professional schedules. It means the world to me. Lastly, I'd like to appreciate the fact that even though some of the mind masters had their assessments going on or coming up, they could find time for the Mind Guru meeting. Thank you, and over to you, Mind Master Shamita.
Thank you, each one of you who were back in the program and who gave me the opportunity to speak and to be the star of the day for today's meeting. And I really enjoyed this experience, and I'm waiting for more future experiences which are waiting for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mind
Great,
Master
great.
Shamita, for anchoring the whole session in an exceptional way. Great stuff.
So can I prepare speech for next session?
For sure. Why not? If slots are available with director training, why not? You can give in. Maybe she can take a note of it. Then maybe we can work it out.
Director training, our speakers are ready for next meeting?
No, sir, this meeting I'll confirm it.
So
Can I know who all are ready for the upcoming meeting for giving the speeches? Me, myself, I'm ready.
Mind Master Mrunmai is raising her hand.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
There's quite a few hands. So, but you can still make a note of all.
Yeah.
Sir.
Mind Master Krishnendu, Mind Master Aisha, Mind Master Mrunmai, Mind Master Anaga.
Sir, can you go a little slow?
I'll go one by one. Okay. So can you just tell whose names you have written down?
No,
Yes,
sir, I didn't write any of them.
Anyone can give the speeches?
If you're interested and willing, why not, Susan? We'll be more than happy to have you in the scheme of things.
Can we take a new topic?
My name.
So no worries, guys. We are not in a rush. I have noted down all you members. So just let us give the director training some time so that she can write it down. Yes, Mind Master Aisha, what's your question?
Sir, I have done my speech now. So can I select another topic for the next?
Yes. So you have chosen your track, which I guess is health, and you have given your fundamental level speech. Correct, Mind Master Aisha. Now next is finding my way. So then again, you have to work on it. If you have worked on it, wonderful. If not, you can look into the sheet or what Mulikshan sir was just telling. So the worksheet you can look in. If you are clear that, okay, you are ready with that content, and if you can present it within the next, see, it's not about just giving the speech, it's about understanding. So fundamentals is, as Murli sir was telling, like, it's understanding the different facets, different insights. Then next is finding my way. So if you're going to talk about social media implications, what is that you're going to work on? It's all about working, right? What is that you're going to work in that particular angle? So if you're clear about it, for sure, why not? If you can prepare it within next week, we can schedule it as well.
So are we going to talk about our passions, like finding my...
No, passion is something different, Mind Master Aisha. The point here is with regards to the track health, with this level, this module, social media, and then if you are going to get in for the level 1 to level 2, and what is that you have to understand. If you are clear about it, if you have learned about it, if you have understood your way, the second level is finding my way. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So if
Bala, I think Mind Master Aisha or probably maybe Mind Master Susan and all, they are not aware about the tracks, the modules. Mind Master Aisha, did you went through all the tracks that we have and different modules that we have? Have you gone through the process? You know about it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if that is the case, then we have, you have taken health. Health is a track, correct? And within the track health, you have taken a module called social media. Okay, and you talk, and within social media, you have 5 different levels, right? You have a fundamental knowledge, you try to find your way, then you enhance, then you make it happen, and then you pass it on. So those are the 5 levels in that, right? So today, what you are given is about the basic fundamentals about this topic called social media. Now, the next is, what is that you want to adopt as part of your life from this particular topic or this particular module? That is what you should be bringing in the next level. Okay, that's how it goes. So you going in and taking a separate track, maybe passion or something, will not be a follow through from this process. You can of course do that, but then the more value addition happens when you stick to this and try to find out much deeper within this particular project or particular module to understand, have a more deeper knowledge about this, and try to find out what is in it for you. What is that you are going to practice in your life from your learning from this particular project or this particular module? That's what's going to add value to you. Correct? You agree
Yes.
with me?
Yes.
So if you are ready with that aspect from this particular module which you have started, that will be the best approach.
Yes, sir. And one more question. So before I complete my 5 levels in this module, I'm not able to change it, right?
No, you can still change it. If you want to start from a different module, you can still change it. There is no, see, it's all up to you. The learning process, we are just giving guidelines. We are just giving, tracks and modules for you. If you want to start from some other module, it's absolutely up to you. You can decide if you want to start from a different track or a different module or a different project. You can always do that.
Okay, sir.
But our recommended view will be like, you start at least moving through some portion of what you started, so that you get to know a bit more detail into the subject that you started with. But it's only a recommendation from our end. You can always start from a different track or a different module or a different project altogether, whichever way you feel like.
Okay, sir.
Wonderful. So
Okay.
Mind Master Umer, what is your question, Mind Master Umer?
Sir, the leadership milestone, sir.
So the leadership milestones are, you just completed one today as well. Taking up a lead evaluator is also a leadership milestone, Mind Master Umer, and you just did that.
Sir, those certificates, and there was something like that.
Yeah, but there are certain more items to complete to get the certifications. But as and when you complete it, it will be definitely shared in with you. Don't worry, Mind Master Umer.
Okay, sir.
But before we proceed, our director training, you listen to him?
Yes, I did.
So are we keeping a track of all the assignments?
Yes, sir, I am.
Great. Then we need to look at the awards, and we need to present those awards at the right times.
So sure, wonderful, Mind Master Umer and Mind Master
Wonderful,
Shamita.
wonderful.
Great.
Yes,
Mind Master
there are
Manav. Yes.
so many hands.
So I've
Everybody is
completed all
busy
the
there.
5 tracks. So like, can I select a new topic today?
Pardon me, Mind Master Manav?
I've completed all the 5 tracks to master, those like finding my way, enhancement, pass it on. So sir, can I like select a new topic?
No, actually, Mind Master Manav, how it goes is like, fundamentals is one part. So where you collect in. So the second one is finding my way, enhancement, and doing a hands-on. So what is that? For example, if we are talking about, say, track wealth, and if you have chosen one particular element of it, what is that you did it in hands-on? For example, whether you did some small asset liability calculation, whether you did understand a certain element, how money works, how it goes. So it's like, not just doing the research. Doing research is just the first block of it.
Okay.
So because having a surface level understanding is wonderful. So then you have to explore it in detail, understand it, and that's when you become more and more clear about the multifacets of a particular track.
Okay, sir.
Clear, Mind Master Manav? Wonderful. Yes, Mind Master Mrinmay.
Yes, sir.
So I saw your hand going up. So what's your clarification point, Mind Master Mrinmay?
No, sir, not for clarification.
So you wanted to speak next week, right? You wanted a speech slot. Wonderful.
All the hands are looks like for the speech slot next session.
Yeah. So Mind Master Krishnendu, use your hand for putting your nomination for the speech, or is there any other point you want to highlight, Mind Master Krishnendu?
Unmute yourself.
Mind Mr. Krishnendu, we are not able to hear you out. Maybe some issue.
Unmute.
No, she's unmuted, but unable to hear.
Okay. We are not able to.
Yeah, better. Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you now.
Yes, sir. This is for booking for the speech session.
Speech slot. Okay. I guess Mind Master. So Mindmaster Anaga, if you may share in what is your clarification point, Mindmaster Anaga.
Sir, I would like to nominate myself for the next week's speech.
Great.
Wonderful,
Great.
wonderful, great, Mindmaster Anaga.
For
Great.
the next week's speech.
What's that, Mindmaster Umair?
Could I also nominate myself for next week's speech?
But
Who is going to hold you, Mindmaster Umair? Nobody is there to hold you.
But as we were telling Mindmaster Umair, you can get into your mentors, you can understand, you can come back, you can work more in detail. But if you feel that you have worked enough, why not come and present? No stopping you.
Okay, sir. I will ask you in the WhatsApp if I have any doubts.
Wonderful, Mindmaster Umair. Great. So, Susan, if I may ask.
I just have a suggestion.
Yes, Mindmaster Shamita.
Sir, each and every speaker can get a chance monthly once, because we have 2 meetings a month. So because we have many like mind masters, we have to give a chance to everyone to explore themselves in a platform. So I suggest that everyone get a chance monthly once.
Wonderful,
I feel that is
Mindmaster.
because 4 speakers meeting is more than enough, or we'll shoot our time. So we can give chances to everyone, right?
Great suggestion, Mindmaster Shamita.
Wonderful.
And my point to all of you, including Mindmaster Shamita, is like, don't wait for the meeting to happen to plan yourself. We know which track we have taken, we know which module we have taken, we know which projects we are going to do. Send your plan to the director training, fixing like, this meeting. We all know that every alternate Saturdays we have meetings, so you know the dates upfront. Tell my director training that I need 4 speeches from now, and the 4 speeches are like on 6th, on 14th. Maybe space yourself so that you get enough time to prepare yourself. It's not just coming here and giving the speech. You need to prepare the speech, but before preparing the speech, you must experience what is written in the activity sheet. Like, for example, if you want to make a family tree, okay, you need to go through the process, right? Then only you can come and speak. It's not just coming here and speak. So prepare yourself, plan yourself well, and take time to go through the process, and then tell director training when is the right time for your speech. As rightly mentioned by director training, space at least 1 speech in a month, so that you also will get enough time to go through the process, to prepare yourself, to experience it actually, and that is when you will really learn. It's not just taking something from internet, coming here and reading it. It's about going through it. That's why it's not just communication. It's about you experience it and come here and tell your experience in a convincing way. It's not, we are not asking you to write the script and then come and do all sorts of drama to convince people. No, that's not what is intended. What is intended is the 6 tracks. There are key learnings about those 6 tracks, and each track has got different modules. Each module you can take different projects, which offers great learning potential for you to to move forward in your life. So the basis is not the speech. The basis is your experience. When you experience it, you don't need to even write your speech. You can come and speak your heart out in a very convincing way. So I hope that's clear to all of you. So try to reach out to director training and tell when you want your slots. It's not that you come here on the meeting and then tell whether you need it. Plan it for yourself. No, that's, you can even take the planning tips before you really do planning, so that that planning process can be helpful for you to do a module in health or relationship or anything.
So
is it clear?
That's really a very insightful point, sir. Just a point to add more to what you have just mentioned, in sir. Mind masters, like you remember there are specific subject matter experts. You can just the more you interact with experts in the field. For example, if you are trying to get into the track wealth, and if you are trying to get into the relationship track, when you are trying to get into the career track, we have specific experts from different tracks who are ready. But the point is, when you constrain yourself only with respect to Google, then your knowledge or the information just remains an information. Just try to work on how you can convert that information into a knowledge process. So that is where take your time, don't rush. The point is not to rush and take all those levels. That's not what should be our objective. Our objective is what is that we learn from every level. Are we bettering ourselves? At some stage, eventually, you never know, we may be so close to the perfection part.
And also to add on to what you said, if you, Bala, if you really take the activity sheets, all the activity sheets has got a portion for what is your plan for that particular project. Now, if you fix a plan, if you have selected a project, put your plan. That will tell you how long it is not necessary that all projects will take you 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Some may take even more, right? Maybe 6 months, maybe 2 months. So it's not that all the projects has to have the same timeline. So have a proper plan till you come and present your speech. So going through this process is important. That is when you learn. That is when you experience the whole concept of a holistic transformation. Otherwise, you will remain just at the superficial level. If you are not going deep into the subject, and if you are not understanding the subject, and if you are not getting exposed to or not getting experience to what you are learning, then there is no holistic transformation. It just remains as if, like, you come and give a speech and then you will go. That's not what is intended. What is intended is, if you build a family tree, you must be able to know all your relatives. Then you must be, if you take it to next level, you know your cousins, you know your second cousin, ask them when their birthdays are, you start contacting them, you start